So you guys might be wondering, is Honkai Star Rail free to play friendly? I've had the opportunity to go ahead and play through all of Honkai Star Rail Closed Beta 3, so I can definitely go ahead and answer that question for you. But before we move on, make sure you guys subscribe, like the video if you like the video, and share this around. Now, to first start this off, guys, I want to let you guys know that now Hoyoverse is known for catering to the free-to-play players, especially when the game initially releases. Now, the perfect example I can give you guys for this is the game called Genshin Impact. I'm pretty sure you guys have heard about it before. If you guys didn't, it's a huge open world action RPG game, and it's a huge phenomenon and one of the best, honestly, crafted gacha games in the market that we know of today. When they did come out with this game, they came out with plenty of 4-star units that were amazing and are still amazing to this day. And some can argue and say that these units are even better than some of the 5-stars that are out today currently, or even coming out recently. That is no joke, right? That is a huge plus side for not only free-to-play players, just players overall that have this accessibility to these strong 4-star units that are in the game. Now the question is, does that translate over to Honkai Star Rail? Like I said earlier, I did play through all of the closed beta 3, and I can say that the 4-star character units that they do give you guys is actually very viable, and you can go ahead and actually beat the game with these characters. Not only are these characters really good, but they also give you a bunch of characters at the start for free, especially since this game is a turn-based game and you're gonna need a bunch of units depending on what element the bosses that you're gonna be going against. That's a very important thing, having a bunch of units with a variety of elements so you can go ahead and use that for a particular fight is going to be very important. So that's why they went ahead and gave you so many units. Now, it's not like they went ahead and gave you like some chump units. They went ahead and gave you some amazing units. For example, one of the units that they give you guys is Herda. Not only do they give you Herda for free, they'll also give you access to about 3 to her Eidolons, which Eidolons is like constellations in Genshin Impact, or pulling a duplicate character for that character and you feed it into them and they go ahead and get these extra abilities. Yes, Herda is no joke, and she is a great unit that I used throughout most of the game, and she was just spinning to winning in every single battle. She's a great AoE damage dealer that just takes off destroys the enemies. And of course, like I said, you have access to a bunch of her Eidolons, but to get access to her Eidolons, you're going to want to be completing the simulated universe, and that's where they give you the copies of her. You're going to have to clear world 2, 4, and 6. And simulated universe is basically just another endgame mode where you go in and then you'll have access to these buffs and you'll have to fight these monsters and they'll give you more buffs, and then you'll climb floors and then you beat the boss, and then you'll go ahead and get some currency that you can buy at the shop. But yeah, Herda is definitely an amazing unit that you guys get. Also, you do get Qingshu as well. She's the new quantum damage dealing unit here in the game. To be honest, she is probably the weakest out of all the 4-stars, but at the end of the day, she's still a quantum unit, and she can still have a lot of good use. It's just going to be depending on how you use her and how you build her for the team. But yeah, she's definitely really good. She's going to be one of those units that her skill is like very gambly like, but it's still very fun at the end of the day. But yeah, Qingshu is another free character that you're going to get. MCs and other gacha games, most of the time you usually bench them as soon as you get them, and then you'll bring in another unit to go ahead and replace that unit, like another 4-star or 5-star character. In this game, guys, you guys are good with the MC. You start off with the physical form that you get the MC in. It's just like in Genshin Impact, the Traveler, how they have different elements as you go on. The MC here in this one, the Trailblazer, that's what they call them. You're gonna go ahead and be able to start off with physical, and then the second element you'll have access to, which is fire. Now the physical damage dealing form is gonna be really good and do a bunch of damage, especially since there are gonna be a lot of enemies early on in the game that are gonna be weak to physical. So you're just gonna be hitting home runs at the end of the day with this guy, because that's all he does is hit home runs, which is awesome to see, because I love baseball and I love to see the baseball bat as used as a weapon and in anime form, so they made it look really cool. And then the second form that you guys get is the fire form, which is the most broken thing I've seen so far. for a main character before. This form there is more of a tank support build, but they still do a decent amount of damage and also protect your teammate very well, and has a real taunt in this game. A lot of characters don't have real taunts. They have things that bring attention to them to make them likely to get attacked. No, the MC literally makes the enemies attack him and keep your teammates safe, and he's gonna be scaling off defense with his damage, and he's just gonna be very tanky overall. So a very great character here, guys. This is definitely not someone you can push over. The MC is great. Now we got Serval. She's gonna be a 4-star lightning unit, and she's gonna be great. Honestly, Serval is a great unit. She does AoE damage. She puts dots on you that do really good damage, and that's basically what she does, and she does it really good for a 4-star unit. Now her AoE isn't the best because it only hits 3 targets, but it's still really good, and her ult does hit everybody though, so again, that makes up for it, and it extends those dot damage that she puts. Now Serval is a great unit as well. And then we got Don Hang, which is a single target when damage dealing unit beast. He is going to be basically focusing on just taking out a single target unit, and he's going to do it great because he's going to hit really hard. He has things that boosts his own crit damage, so later on in the game when you build him up really well with a lot of crit and crit damage, he's going to be hitting some big numbers. Then we got the face of the game. We got March 7th. She is really good as well. She's going to go ahead and protect your enemies with a shield, and she's going to go ahead and freeze enemies with her ultimate, which is really huge, guys. Freeze is just as good as stunning, because when you freeze someone and it's the enemy's turn, they're gonna go ahead and lose their turn because they were frozen, and they're also gonna take damage over time, because in this game, ice, even though they're frozen, when they come out of freeze, they're gonna take a damage over time. So that's also very good. Then next we got Asta. Asta is probably one of my favorite 4-star characters next to Herta, just because of the fact she can bring attack and she can give you speed buff. Now in turn-based game, guys, speed most of the time usually is king. Even though the Honkai Star Rail has a slight twist to their turn-based mechanic, speed is still going to be very strong, guys, in this game. And she's also going to be a great breaker as well with her E, and she's just a great unit overall, and she's a fire support unit that does really good at supporting your teammate. And then we got Natasha, which is a 4-star physical healing support unit. Now she does really good healing, but is going to be based off her HP, so you're going to want to build her with a lot of HP so you can get some good chunky heals. And in her ultimate, it is a very nice AoE heal, and on her E, she's going to be doing a single target heal that leaves a heal over time on them, so as your characters take their turns, they're going to be getting healed. So Natasha is a very solid healer, and honestly on par with Bailu, but Bailu obviously is going to be a little bit better because she's the 5-star, but that's why I'm saying they're so good. They do their job so good. But yeah, have no fear, guys. Like I said, the 4-star units in this game are all solid, and I was actually playing through the game with most of these characters and beat the game with most of these free-to-play characters. Now I did pull Branya, but I pulled her because I pulled in the beginner guaranteed 5-star character banner that you're going to be able to get. So I did pull her and I did use her, but there was a lot of times that I found myself that I didn't even need to use her. I can slot in Asta for her instead because Asta boosts attack. Obviously not as much as Branya, but she still did her job really well for a 4-star character that's going to be supporting your team. But yeah, even if I didn't use Branya, I still would have beat this game with flying colors, especially the story, because the 4-star characters are that good. As you get later on in the game, you can build these characters that make them even stronger, of course, and I see these characters being around for a very long time, until maybe later on in the game, until we get even better 4-stars or more characters and stuff. But as of right now, the Honkai Star Rail definitely has a good foundation of a free 4-star characters that you'll be able to get. And not to mention, in this game, they're actually going to give you a free 5-star as well, but it's going to be way later on down the line, because you need to do 300 standard pulls so you can go ahead and get yourself whichever 5-star you want. So that's also another free-to-play option as well, guys. So that's really good, and I guess you can consider the beginner banner as a free-to-play option as well, because you get that considerably early, not too early, maybe like 4, 5, 6 hours into the game, and you'll get your first 5-star. You got nothing to worry about. You free-to-play players are going to be covered, and for those of you that were wondering how free-to-play friendly this game is, don't worry, this game is going to be just fine. if you're decided to go free to play, and just use the units that you're going to be given. So yeah, that's about it here, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave a comment down below and let me know what you guys think about the units, or how free to play friendly the game is, you guys think. And yeah, we'd love to start up a discussion, and I'll see you guys in the next one. It's your boy Jared. I'm out. Peace.